double work for democratic development in our country. I knew Professor Nwosu first through his writings as a senior colleague, and I was most impressed by his contributions in the ways and the manners in which he presented them in published papers and in books. But I came to know him better, not just through his work in the NEC under the Babangida regime, but also subsequently when I was at INEC and I had the privilege of meeting with him and having long time of discussion and receiving advice from him. I must say that at the time Professor Nwosu became the chairman of NEC, many of us in the universities, in the academia, were already becoming apprehensive about the role that senior colleagues of ours were playing under the military regime. We had seen evidence of loss of intellectual integrity, loss of courage, of conviction, and indeed evidence of a lot of pandering to the wishes of the military rulers at that time. And we were I must admit, some of us were skeptical that another professor under a transition program of the military regime, piloting elections, which are key aspects of that transition process, was again likely to bring us the disrespect, the dishonor, and the shame that we felt for some of those professors that were involved in government at that time. But I must say, and I think everybody will attest to that, that Professor Humphrey Nwosu did his job with the seriousness that it deserved, with the focus, with the passion, and at his heart, very clearly, with the interest of the nation at heart. What he did, no doubt, has contributed very, very significantly to the effort to bring integrity to elections in countries such as ours, to ensure that popular will prevails in the election of representatives of the people, and his leadership at NEC at that time clearly illustrated this commitment and this drive to ensure that things were done very well. Subsequently, when I came into INEC, of course he was living in the US at that time, but I heard that he was around in Abuja, and I reached out to him and he welcomed me, and we spent quite a lot of time discussing his role then in the elections, and I solicited for his advice in terms of what he thought we could do to keep on improving the integrity of elections in our country. And I must say that I have cherished that discussion, and I have taken quite a lot, which I have factored in the work that we try to do at INEC. So I'm very, very happy and pleased to see that friends are gathering, and family and friends are gathering in order to celebrate his legacy. And I have no doubt, I think unfortunately in our country, we seem very slow and hesitant in rewarding national heroes, and I consider Professor Nwosu's contribution and the courage to withstand what I can call the intrigues of military rulers trying to stay and perpetuate themselves in power, really something that is very heroic and that deserves to be appropriately appreciated and recognized and honored in our country. There are many people he worked with at that time in INEC, and one of them is, of course, Malam Buhari Bello, and who is literally a brother of mine, and from him I also got to know a lot about the character and disposition and personality of Professor Humphrey Nwosu, how they worked together, how he tried to carry everybody along, and how in the end he stood for what he believed in for this country. So he was a good man, and in my meeting with him I came to testify that indeed he was a good man and he meant well for our country. We need such people in public service, in politics, and indeed in all spheres of politics and governance in our country. And we need to also keep encouraging our younger men and women to imbibe those good qualities of character and integrity and courage of conviction in trying to do what is best for our country. So I'm very happy and I feel greatly honored to be given this opportunity to chair this event, and I wish us all fruitful deliberations. Thank you very much.